This is Ogtv Comprehensive News. I am Tuji Akintayo. On the news, Ogun State Governor approves payment of severance allowance to past political office holders. Inspector General of Police to deploy over 24,000 mobile policemen for elections. France-Italy diplomatic spark deepens. You cannot swim for new horizons until you have courage to lose sight of the shore. Now the news in full. Governor Ibikunle Amosun has directed reconstruction and construction of additional markets to accommodate the herb sellers. Senator Ibikunle Amosun worked with these women to sensitize them on the coming elections and assure them of more goodies to come. Bumi Adigun completes the story.
Utoku Market remains one of the oldest markets in Abeokuta and by extension in Ogun State. The rebuilding mission of the current administration in the state, led by Senator Ibikunle Amosun, has touched this market where modern shopping mall has been built. It is the turn of herb sellers. Governor Ibikunle Amosun is being joined by his wife to meet with the market men and women. Governor Amosun told these women about the need for them to vote for President Muhammadu Buhari, himself, Honorable Larry Edun, as House of Representatives and others during election on 16th of February 2019.
Kò lè kẹ́ni kan ṣoṣo lẹ́yìn inú wa. Òun náà mọ olórí èkú, ó mọ̀ bó olórí èkú alélọ́gọ́rùn-ún mẹ́ta, ó dẹ̀ mọ̀ wá. Bí ó bá sí àwa kò sí Amosun, bí ó bá sí Amosun kò sí wa. Nítorí ọmọ dáadáa ni. Òun kọ́ ló máa kọ́kọ́ ṣe gọ́fúnà. Kó bá jẹ́ àwọn tó ti ń ṣe gọ́fúnà, kó má ṣe bí Amosun á ní wá ní bá ṣe wà. Á ti lọ jù báyìí lọ.
Itoku is the #1 market in Ogun State, and clearly whatever we are doing, they must occupy that preeminent position. You know, with what we've been doing, this is not the way Itoku used to be, but clearly we have saved the best for the last. We are moving to the main market of Itoku now. Just as we are doing 5 markets in all. We are doing this place, we are doing Lafenwa, we are doing Shagamu, we are doing Ota, and I think Ijebu. So we are moving there, and they will see. I've said we are going to work until the very last day, very last hour, very last minute, very last second. So you will see the work now, because we cannot leave Itoku like this before we go, particularly the right side. So people should just expect that magic.
Ogun State Governor Senator Ibikunle Amosun has received an award as the best performing governor in the state since its creation 43 years ago. Market Women and Men Association of Ogun Central Zone gave the award to the governor. While receiving the award, the governor promised to make available the sum of 200 million naira repayable loan to traders across the state in the next few days. Charity James reports that the award investiture took place at the Ake Palace, Abeokuta. A report.
This is an assemblage of market women and men in Ogun Central Zone of the state. Their gathering is to honor Governor Ibikunle Amosun and his wife, Dr. Mrs. Olufunso Amosun, with an award of excellence as the best performing governor in the state since its creation in 1976, while his wife was also honored as the grand matron of the association.
Constructions and supporters are members, chair of the Foundation, not
supporting the mission of the Traders Association, the Association of Progressive Monarchs in Ogun Central Senatorial District, through its representative, lauded the developmental strides of the current administration, pledging their allegiance to Governor Amosun's senatorial ambition. There and then, a repayment loan of 200 million naira was promised to Ogun State traders. Appreciating their love, assistance, and their believing in its quest to build a state of positive achievements, Senator Ibikule Amosun mentions that the February 16 election in Nigeria should be the focus, urging traders to use their PVC to vote for President Muhammadu Buhari as well as his candidature to the National Assembly.
I've always argued that when we are given an award like this, it is for us to do more. And of course, they know that without doubt that I will do more, and I have no doubt in my mind that in the coming election, they will demonstrate that love, that support, that appreciation with their vote. Now I've said it, that yes, they show this love every day, but that the best way to show it, the most profound way to show it, is by voting for President Muhammadu Buhari, is by voting for me, is by voting for all of those that we have put down, that they should vote for. So,
February 16, 2019 is for the Presidential National Assembly elections to be conducted throughout the nation. Charity James, Ogtv News.
The Ogun State Governor, Senator Ibikule Amosun, has approved the payment of severance allowance to past political functionaries who served the state in various capacities between 2007 and 2015. A statement from the Secretary to the State Government, Barrister Taiwo Adeoluwa, says the governor had paid several batches of the allowance to former state political office holders, while a batch of their counterparts in the local government councils also benefited. The statement added that the current exercise, which is the concluding payment, covers all past political office holders who served in the local government councils of the state between 2007 to 2011 under the Otumba Gbenga Daniel administration, and 2011 to 2015 is scheduled to hold on Wednesday, 13 February 2019 at the Arcade Ground, Governor's Office, Okemoson, Abeokuta at 9 in the morning. The statement enjoins all affected beneficiaries to check their names on the notice board at the Ministry of Finance, Okemoson, Abeokuta, on Monday, 11 February 2019 to make the exercise hitch-free. Few days to the 2019 general elections, the Nigerian military has admonished all officers across the country to remain neutral in the discharge of their duties so as to achieve free and fair elections in Nigeria. The Director, Defense Information, Brigadier General John Agims, gave the advice in Abuja when addressing newsmen in respect of the forthcoming general elections. General Agims said the Nigerian military is ready to create a peaceful atmosphere before, during, and after the elections without being partisan or one-sided in their operations, stressing that the right of citizens to vote and be voted for will not be tampered with. He, however, assured that the Nigerian military is working with other security agencies to ensure that those who will want to disrupt public peace during the elections will be dealt with accordingly and according to the laid down rules of the country.
Or intimidate eligible voters from performing their constitutional obligation. Therefore, all efforts of the military are to assist other security agencies to ensure that no Nigerian is disenfranchised. The defense headquarters wishes to sound a note of warning to any persons or group of persons that tries to constitute themselves into nuisance and disturb public peace on election days. Anyone found disrupting public peace will be dealt with in accordance with the law of the land. All military commanders have been tasked to ensure adequate security in their areas of responsibility.
Elections in democracy play a vital role at ensuring representation of popular will and subsequently help to secure the legitimacy of the political system. However, it is worrisome that there is global evidence of voters' apathy among the elite. Victoria Uja in this report sought the opinion of a cross-section of Nigerians on this burning issue. Our report is presented in this package.
Election, a major component of democracy, gives citizens the opportunity to decide who represents them at local, state, and national levels. However, elections are important for sustenance of democratic rule. In Nigeria, there is an indifference among the elites in electioneering process. Ogtv News seeks the opinion of a lawyer and a public affairs analyst who adduce reasons for voter apathy among the elites.
It's because the elites, a lot of them, don't go to that line to stay under that sun to collect their voter's card. A lot of them don't have that time. A lot of them don't have voter's card. And that's because they've not made it a priority. And the man may be there, say, okay, I want to get my voter's card, and they will call him that, oh, okay, you need to attend to this meeting. He will run. He will go. He will say, I will come back tomorrow. He will not be able to come back. No, maybe a comfortable man that wants to die. But you even say D before you enter into that die, he will run away. So he believes that when he can pack all his family outside the country, vote, after the election, he will come back. So whether the right person wins the election or the wrong person wins the election, it doesn't concern him.
What could be done to revive genuine political participation among elites?
Now, if INEC will now reduce that stress in getting voters' card, if it's now like, stroll to this place and get your voter's card, you will see every elite will just, okay, I'm going out, okay, let me just spend 5 minutes and get my voter's card. He will do it. But by the time he knows that, I'm going to go on a queue, some persons even formed forced pregnancy. If INEC can change, begin to adopt all this modern technology, in getting all this done, all these things will become things of the past. You can just pick the card just the way we go to bank and get an ATM.
The public analyst also says clerics have a part to play in influencing the elite against voter apathy.
Another way is to go through interpersonal communication, that churches, mosques could be used. That if you have registered for this, go and pick this, go and pick that. Because the next person that will become the president of this country, we're expecting a lot in terms of positive changes. And if there's positive changes, it will have positive effect on the religion circle as well. So the only power we have to effect such change is for you to go and pick your voter's card and go and vote.
Casting of ballot is a primary thing for eligible voters to make government accountable. If great percentage of citizens do not make their opinions known by voting, the process will produce leaders who will fail to execute policies, programs, and projects in the interest of the general populace.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, in Osun State said it had trained and employed 16,695 ad hoc staff in the state for the forthcoming general elections. Mr. Olusegun Agbaje, the resident electoral commissioner in the state, made this disclosure in Osogbo. Agbaje said the ad hoc staff were sourced from the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, federal tertiary institutions, and federal government establishments in the state. He said the ad hoc staff employed will serve as presiding officers and assistant presiding officers during the elections. Agbaje said the training of the ad hoc staff had been concluded, adding that the commission followed election laws and guidelines in selecting credible and dependable officers for the elections. He said that apart from the ad hoc staff, 332 supervisory presiding officers, 363 collation officers, and 38 returning officers had also been trained for the election. He, however, called on members of the public who registered for the permanent voter cards but are yet to collect them to ensure that they do so before the deadline for collection. Still to come in the news, fire destroys 70 shops in Kano Market. More news and reports after this break.
It's up to us, all of us. The safety of our communities is in our hands. The police need our help and support. Boko Haram threatens our lives, our future, our country. But Nigeria belongs to us. God has blessed us with this rich land. Let us protect her as we protect each other. Report any criminal activity. Call these numbers. Your call is anonymous, and it is vitally important. Your support so far has been critical. Continuing it will make all the difference between a Nigeria of the fearful and a Nigeria of the free. Protect each other, for we are not terrorists. We are Nigerians. A message from the State Security Service.
You're most welcome back. The Inspector General of Police, Mr. Mohammed Adamu, has said that over 24,000 mobile police officers, 4,000 counter-terrorism operatives, and 8,000 personnel of the Special Protection Unit personnel will be deployed across the country for the general elections. Adamu disclosed this during a stakeholders meeting which held in Abuja, the nation's capital. The meeting was attended by the National Security Advisor, Baba Gana Munguno, the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, election observers, among others. According to the police boss, the special deployment will complement other personnel that will be stationed at polling units, while the head of the European Union delegation, Ambassador Ketil Kassim, who was represented by Mr. Richard Young, reiterated the EU's commitment to credible elections. He also stated that the Union's delegation will not be intimidated by anyone. Meaningful contributions of traditional institutions will no doubt improve the nascent democracy in Nigeria, going by the wealth of experience and wisdom. This came to fore during the courtesy visit of Allied People's Movement gubernatorial candidate Honorable Adekunle Abdulkabir Akinlade to the Olota of Ota, Oba Adeyemi Abdulkabir Abalalege. Peter Falomo has the details.
In its day 2 at Ado-Ota local government area, Allied People's Movement campaign team visited the palace of Olota of Ota, Oba Adeyemi Abdulkabir Obalanlege, on homage and for his royal blessings.
ilẹ̀ pẹ̀pẹ̀ fáwọn tó àwọn ọba mẹ́sẹ̀ ìjọba lórí òbí jẹ́ nǹkan kábíyèsí mo nígbàgbọ́ pé àwọn èèyàn ló ní ìjọba èèyàn ọba lẹ́nu ìjọba ẹ̀kọ́ èèyàn àwa kí a bá yín bójútó ìjọba ní kábíyèsí ẹni tó dẹ̀ bá bójútó ìjọba á lọ káàkiri láti bá àwọn èèyàn sọ̀rọ̀ pé nǹkan tí mo ní lọ́kọ̀ wo ni mo ti fẹ́ ṣe é.
I am invoking the spirit of our forefathers in our holy land that all your wishes, all your prayers will certainly come true.
In a similar vein, an organized prayer session by League of Alfas was held at Central Mosque, Ota, for successful outcome of 8 p.m. at the polls. Honorable Akinlade calls for the support of Aworis for the cause of Ogun West agenda. To the artisans, Honorable Akinlade said they will be highly engaged in the APM's administration for construction works.
ọ̀nà ilé ilé ìwé ẹ̀kọ́ ni o ìwé fún àwọn bálẹ̀ ni o àwọn ọlọ́pàá ni o àwọn aráàlú àwọn tó ń ṣe dèmò security ní ẹgbẹ́ àjọṣọ ọlọ́gbọ́dọ̀ náà.
Scores of the campees from various political parties were welcomed to the Allied People's Movement. In his address to the residents of Ilugbo, Aton, Iju, and Ijoko wards, Honorable Adekunle Akinlade assures them of completion of all projects within the region and across the state.
Àwọn ọ̀yọ́ wa ní ọ̀pá ń bí ní ìwé pòǹbí ní ìwọ̀n láti ibi kọ́kọ́ fọ́jọ́ àwọn bàbá wa ṣe àwọn pọ́jẹ́tì tó wà nínú ọ̀nà fún kágọ́mẹ̀tì wa.
Àwọn èèyàn wa wọ́n tẹ̀ ti gba káàdì ìdìbò wọn láti dìbò fún Akínládé.
Ọ̀rọ̀ gidi ló sọ kí gómìnà lórí ilé ìwé tó lóun máa kọ́ gbogbo nǹkan tó lóun máa ṣe fún wa ní àdúgbò wa àwọn oníṣẹ́ ọwọ́ á benefit lára gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì Ọlọ́run ó sì mú délẹ̀ lérí.
Other wards visited in Ado-Odo Ota local government include Sango Ward as well as Ota Wards 1 and 2, while the mega rally took place at Ota Ward 3, Igomode Grammar School. Peter Falomo, Ogtv News.
Ahead of the upcoming general elections, the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, has decided to temporarily suspend its direction to mobile network operators, MNOs, and on Do Not Disturb DND in order to enable the mobile network operators disseminate specific information on voter education on behalf of the Independent National Electoral Commission. The NCC said that in implementing the suspension, the mobile network operators are to be mindful of existing directive regarding the timing and regularity of such messages and the fact that the temporary suspension is only with regards to the specific messages on voter education. It will be recalled that the NCC had issued a guideline to all mobile network operators and value-added service providers to the effect that mobile network operators should ensure that their facilities are not used to disseminate political or religious contents which are abusive, insultive, intimidating, and harassing, and or which incite violence, hatred, or discrimination against any person or group of persons, and shall provide service to participants in the political process only to the extent that their license and the regulatory process permits. The NCC had expressed its readiness to strictly monitor the activities of the mobile network operators for the duration of the temporary suspension. Ahead of the February 16 elections, the Police Service Commission has approved the recommendations of the Acting Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, for the redeployment of 37 command commissioners of the police for the 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Commissioner of Police Egbeto Kunkayode, whose earlier posting to Lagos was aborted by the IG, was dispatched to Kwara State. The Police Service Commission spokesman Ikechukwu Ani said in a statement in Abuja on Wednesday that the commissioners are expected to proceed immediately to their new commands before the polls. Some of the redeployed commissioners of police are Olukolu Shino, Oyo State, Olushola David, Bayelsa State, Adeleke Yinka, Delta State, Awoshola Awotunde, Ebonyi State, Odumosu Akim, Edo State, Isaac Akimoyede, Plateau State, and Muazu Zubairu, Lagos State. Others include Omololu Bishi, Benue State, Al-Kazam Shanusi, Taraba State, Baba Shanusi, Katsina State, Bola Lunge, Nasarawa State, and Bello Makwashi, Gombe State. The chairman of the commission, Alhaji Musliu Smith, charged the commissioners of police to quickly settle at their new posts and ensure that the elections at their various commands are peaceful, free, fair, and transparent. The Commission's approval has been conveyed to the IG for implementation. Africa Democratic Congress ADC is poised to provide qualitative education, women empowerment, and enhancement of infrastructural development to make life more meaningful for the citizens of the state. Gubernatorial candidate of the party, Prince Nasir Boyega Isiaka, stated this at a mega rally of the party in Abeokuta. Kolawole Osho covered the event, and his report is presented in this package.
Leaders and members of Africa Democratic Congress (ADC) from the 20 local government and 37 local council development areas in Ogun State in Abeokuta, the state capital, for the mega rally of the party. The governorship candidate of the party, Prince Ganasu Isiaka, seizes the opportunity to address party faithful on the forthcoming general elections and the need to work for the party to realize its mission. Prince Isiaka also enumerates the objectives of the party and plans towards the governorship election in the state.
We believe this state has the potential to be greater. 2019 is how to realize this potential. Our emphasis has been in the area of education. We shall emphasize health. We shall look at our road and our community road, and then we look at our green. We shall empower our women. We shall expand the scope of opportunities and potential for our youth. And by the grace of God, we shall look at our border towns.
While handling the party flag officially to the ADC governorship candidate in the state, the national chairman of the party, Chief Raphael Unwozu, warns members of the party against politics of bitterness, urging them to work for the party candidates at all levels.
Our own is love, inclusion, Bamilawo. You all know GNI. He's a genuine man. His heart is pure. And he will give Ogun State the best development that we've never seen before.
The party flag was also handed to the 3 senatorial election candidates of the party from Ogun Central, Ogun West, and Ogun East by National Secretary of the party, Alhaji Baba Said Abdullahi. Similarly, 9 House of Representatives candidates of the party, as well as candidates of the House of Assembly election, were also presented the party flag. There were also goodwill messages from party leaders from the 3 senatorial districts of the state and from dignitaries who graced the event. Different artists were on bandstand to thrill the crowd, including popular Fuji musician Saheed Osupa.
Ogun State government is set to distribute certificate of occupancy to another batch of homeowners Charter Program beneficiaries on Monday, February 11th, 2019 at the arcade grounds of Kimosan, Abeokuta at 9 in the morning. The Special Advisor, Director General, Bureau of Lands and Survey, Mrs. Olajumoke Akinwumi, will be presenting certificates of occupancy and other land title documents to the beneficiaries. The Homeowners Charter Program is conceived by the administration of Senator Ibikunle Amusun. All contacted beneficiaries are to come with valid means of identification and photocopies of same. They are expected to be at the venue by 8 a.m. prompt for accreditation. Correcting a child of wrongdoing can be done through other means of punishment without the use of the cane. This was the submission of some parents who spoke with Ogtv News on how discipline can be effectively instilled in children without the use of the cane. Elizabeth Esson has details in this report.
Putting a child on the right path of life does not necessarily require the use of cane at all times. There are other methods parents or guardians can apply to instill discipline in children.
We can adopt without using cane. Like you talk to the child, you call the child back to normal sense. At times when you talk to a child, you will see that the child will feel remorse. Quoting the word of God, not all cane can be useful at times. If the child breaks a glass of cup, you beat him. If he falls down, you beat him. If he says something wrong, you beat him. The child will think that is the way of life. And he too will grow up to be hardened and decide to beat anything he sees on his way.
Both teachers in schools and parents at home have a lot to do while meting out punishments to pupils and words.
We done with sense of reasoning, sense of love, because you recollect that when a child err, that is when a child misbehave, when you want to correct, you are correcting in love to ensure that the child does not repeat that attitude again.
giving a child a little punishment, like I'm not going to give you money for something. Maybe a child might be asking of something. Even in the school, the teacher can adopt such. Any teacher, any child that behaves well, I'm going to give such a child a test of English textbook and mathematics textbook for the next section or for the next term. You see that majority of them will want to behave well.
Legally, parents or teachers could be sued or jailed for child abuse if a child is disciplined to the point of inflicting permanent injury on such child.
People enjoy caning to the extent that it could damage part of the child, like the eyes, the ears, and anywhere. So even at home, parents should be encouraged that if you want to beat your child, you have to beat that child areas that will not inflict permanent injury.
Criminal to beat a child to that extent, and the difference is this anger. When you are beaten because you are angry, you can inflict damage on the child's body. But when you are beaten because you want to correct, there's a difference really. So it is child abuse, it is criminal, you can be arrested and jailed for that if you are found guilty. Yeah.
By and large, parents and teachers, regardless of religious background, are advised to always discipline their children in love and also put them before God in prayer. Elizabeth Esson, Ogtv News.
The application forms for admission into the Ogun State Model Colleges for 2019-2020 academic session are now available for sale. The admission is into Junior Secondary School 1 and Senior Secondary School 1 only. In a statement by the Ogun State Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, the forms can be obtained from the Department of Secondary Education of the Ministry, Okemosan, Abeokuta, Ogun State Liaison Office, Lagos, and in all the 20 zonal education offices in the state. The application form fee is 10,000 naira and payment should be made to Guarantee Trust Bank with account number 0164555205 and Sterling Bank with account number 0059375871 with the account name of Ogun State Model College. Candidates intending to sit for the first batch of the examination on Saturday, March 23, 2019 should return their completed forms on or before Tuesday, March 19, 2019, while those sitting for the second batch of the examination slated for Saturday, May 18, 2019 are to return their forms on or before Tuesday, May 14, 2019. Examinations are to hold at the Ogun State Model College, Akiale, Ewekoro Local Government, AUD Comprehensive College, Ota, Remo Secondary School, Shagamu, and Adeola Odutola College, Ijebu-Ode. In the past decade, many technologies have emerged and disappeared almost without a trace, as some gadgets that seem to be indispensable have now been forgotten. In this special report, Adebola Oshomoji takes a look at technologies that will be gone within the next 5 years. Our report.
Every 5 to 10 years, a technological device becomes obsolete and vanishes, substituted by a more advanced and efficient analog. Even though some technologies are considered to be top-notch and high-tech, within the next 5 years, it might disappear.
Professionals that are saddled with churning out technology materials are always on research as to what needs to be moving with time.
We can use mobile banking, but if you insist that you're going to be using ATMs, you can use your fingerprint too. When we get there, your fingerprint does everything for you. You understand? We have chips where you get to probably a shopping mall, that chip does everything for you. Maybe it started on your hand, and you get to a shopping mall now, and it's a robot that is attending to you. We have e-commerce now, where you can buy something online and get it delivered to your house. I mean, we have gotten to a point where you can sit in your sitting room and have everything done for you.
But what are the devices that are likely to be forgotten?
CDs, of course. People have adapted cloud technology. They've adapted to online solutions like Google Drive, iCloud to transfer big files?
Like the ATM, I think it will be replaced with online banking technologies. Then the PIN, personal identification number will be replaced by biometric data. Then human labor too, in terms of job, will be replaced by robots with AI capacity. That's artificial intelligence. How many people can have the patience now? You're trying to find something of 3 gig and you are waiting for almost 30 minutes or 1 hour to transfer it. And meanwhile, we have things like Flash Share, Xender, and technology is improving every time, where Xender another application will come where you can transfer something of 50 gig without blinking. And we have WhatsApp now. WhatsApp is you can talk to anybody anywhere.
I would like to mention the laptop also, which will be replaced by tablets and pads. Because those tablets and pads have facilities for printing. What makes people use laptop today is because when they want to print, but you see this tablet quite small, and you can use your flash drive on them or whatever printers you need to use on them.
There is no need to worry though. With the current pace of technological development, there will be more better efficient analogs to replace these technologies. Adebola Oshomuji, Ogtv News.
The Federal High Court in Lagos has ordered the arrest of former National Intelligence Agency Director General Ayoke and his wife Folashade. The order followed an application by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC asking the court to issue a bench warrant for their arrest. The commission explained in the application that it is finding it difficult to secure their attendance in court. Oke and his wife are facing 4 charges bordering on money laundering. The arraignment of the SAC Director General of the National Intelligence Agency failed to hold on Wednesday. This was because the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC says it is yet to serve the charges on the 2 defendants. At the Federal High Court sitting in Lagos, the EFCC prosecutor Rotimi Oyedepo told the trial judge, Justice Chukwujeku Aneke, that since the commission is finding it difficult to secure the attendance of the 2 defendants in court, it intends to make an oral application for the issuance of a bench warrant for their arrest. The 2.2 billion naira fraud trial of the immediate past governor of Ekiti State, Ayodele Fayose, was stalled on Thursday due to the absence of the prosecution's star witness, Musliu Obanikoro. The prosecuting counsel for the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Rotimi Jacobs SAN, told the judge that Obanikoro, who was in court only on Tuesday testifying against Fayose, has been hospitalized. But receiving the report with misgivings, Justice Mojisola Olatoregun said it had better be genuine, or the hospital or the doctor that issued it risked the loss of their licenses if the court verified the report and it was not genuine. While adjourning the case till March 18th, Justice Olatoregun said Obanikoro must unfailingly come to court or risk being committed to prison for 3 months so that he can be coming to court in Black Maria. Obanikoro is testifying against Fayose, who was his ally in the People's Democratic Party before Obanikoro, decamped to the ruling All Progressives Congress. The Kano State Fire Service said fire has destroyed 70 temporary shops at Yankatako Market in Rejayan Lemon area of Kano. The spokesman of the State Fire Service, Alhaji Saida Mohammed, confirmed the incident to newsmen in Kano. The spokesman said 30 of the shops were completely razed, while 46 were slightly burned. Mohammed said the cause of the fire is being investigated and advised traders at the market and other residents to be more careful and desist from using instruments capable of triggering fire as a way of guarding against future occurrence. You're watching Ogtv News. Up next is the business segment after this time out. Do stay with us.